Alright, this was one of the craziest games of the year, and similar to the last meeting, both sides were looking to exploit the same offensive advantages, because the defensive game plans didn't change at all. So for the Lakers, they were just bringing Jokic into a lot of their screening actions. The Nugs were having him drop, and mixed in a couple shows at times, but again, neither worked, because whenever he dropped, Luka exploited that space. Then whenever he showed, Luka got off the rock quick, so it didn't matter what coverage he was in. That led to Luka controlling the entire first, because he just had to make the right reads once he got to his spots, and it was usually for the other Lakers to exploit the backside, especially Austin, so he got to eat throughout. All he had to do was attack closeouts, because whenever the Nugs were tagging, in help, or Xing, he was decisive on the catch, and at times, he even had to make something happen on the second side when the rock swung his way. But when he wasn't playing off Luka, he was playing off Braun, because those two were controlling the offense with the second unit, so they were running that usual clear side SNR for Braun to get a mismatch in the post, and then allowing Braun to exploit the advantage there. Then on the rock, he was just as dangerous, and his preferred matchup was definitely Maul, but it was really no different for Luka and Braun, because whenever any of the three had Maul guarding him, it was barbecue chicken, so they were looking to hunt Maul throughout. They were forcing the Nugs duo to defend as much as possible, so in the second half, the Nugs adjustment was to assign Jokic onto Smart, because they basically wanted to hide Jokic from any screening actions, and it allowed him to cheat off. I think they only did it for a stretch late in the first before they decided to fully commit to it, and it worked, because Luka couldn't manipulate ball screens as often, so the Lakers' offense started to stagnate. That forced Luka and Braun to play more ones, because they had to either go into the post or try to take their man off the dribble up top, and the Nugs just decided to load up, because they were comfortable with them taking tough shots. That's what led to the Nugs slowly walking the Lakers down in the third, then eventually taking the lead in the fourth. But in the first half, the Nugs offense was struggling, because the Lakers defense had way more effort compared to the last meeting, so their usual SFT scheme was working, and the Nugs just couldn't exploit the weak side enough whenever Jokic was getting tilted. Off the rock, I could tell the Lakers were more prepared on the backside, because their rotations were quicker, and they were closing out harder. Then on the rock, their pressure was more physical, especially against Maul, so he struggled to get going. Off the rock, he couldn't attack closeouts. Then on the rock, they were up on his body whenever he tried to hunt matchups, so he didn't have much space to fry off the dribble. But when they didn't just switch in his screening actions, they were at least chasing to recover back in front, and at times, they even had Ayton show, because they just wanted to mix up their coverages to make him uncomfortable. That led to him never establishing a rhythm, and the way they were attacking him on the other end forced him to sit out for the majority of the third, because he picked up 3 quick fouls at the start of that quarter, but surprisingly, that was the Nugs' best offensive quarter, so they didn't even need him. I think the big difference was just their pace, because they were able to either catch the Lakers' defense not set, or get a cross match to quickly attack, so they started generating easier looks, and a lot of it stemmed from Jokic. As expected, he was always pushing the rock or making the throw-aheads, so they all got to eat, not just Brown, because in the first half, he was the only one eating on runouts, but in the third, it was the entire team, including himself, and that led to them all getting into a rhythm. It definitely showed in the fourth, because they all made timely trades throughout that quarter, especially Aaron, and I think some of his rhythm was probably stemming from seeing Ayton in front of him too. Whenever he got Ayton on a switch or got Ayton on a cross match, he was looking to take him off the dribble, because he scored damn near every time he did, so fortunately, he was able to somewhat make up for Maul's off night, but unfortunately, he split a crucial pair at the line down the wire, and that window allowed the Lakers to make winning plays. During the foul game, Austin somehow had the perfect miss at the line into the open space, and Ayton had a great seal on Jokic under the rim, so he was able to force OT on a clean float. But even in OT, Ayton was the unsung hero, because he got crucial stops. The Nuggets offense was out of whack once Maul fouled out because they couldn't go to their two-man game, so they were relying on Yoke to score, and the Lakers trusted him to guard Yoke straight up. The only thing he could have done better was securing the possession after a big block, because he surprisingly didn't grab it for some reason, and that led to Yoke scoring over him on the inbound. But on the next possession, what was even more surprising was the Nugs doubling from up top instead of from the baseline. I think everyone in the arena knew Luka was gonna go left, because first, that's his strong hand, so he has every shot available, especially a step back, and that's why the Lakers cleared the side for him. Then second, he could just easily go away from the double. With only 0.5 seconds remaining, at least the Lakers knew the Nugs would probably go for the lob, so they decided not to guard Yoke on the inbound and parked Aiden in the paint, because if it was for a shot, the Nugs probably wouldn't have had Yoke inbounding and would have ran a misdirection for him instead of Timmy bombing from deep. Just watch the tape.